So a lot of y'all had a problem with me saying the Xbox 360 was easily top 3. I'm here today to back up those claims with not only facts, but kind of talk to why I think this is top 3. Not only could it be top 3, but it can literally be number 1. It's a debate there. Obviously, we all know Xbox Live. You know the user-friendly online service that allows you to play with your games, talk trash in Call of Duty, and play games like Madden. Actually have some communication online while you play games without having to be there in person. The dawn of the new age, if I'm going to be fair here. Remember that thing they introduced called gamer tag? Everybody thought it was stupid until they started using it, and then they realized, hey, it is actually kind of dope. Something that we can chase when we play our games. I remember that. You don't remember that. Do you remember that? This was not something that was normal. You know that trophies came from the answer to achievements. What's next though? Because it didn't stop there. Let's talk about this sweet baby behind me right now. Let's talk about that. You see that controller right here? Wireless. Batteries. Now, let's not give them credit for the batteries. But having an almost perfect controller and being wireless, actually providing dedicated wireless controllers that come with the box, crazy. But they did what we call now different iterations, SKUs. They weren't, nobody was doing this. Nobody was doing SKUs. Nobody was providing different hard drive options. Nobody was providing cheaper opportunities to jump into it. That was Xbox. So again, remember the Xbox 360 arcade? Remember when they didn't have a hard drive in that thing? And you could buy that, and that was considered your Xbox 360. You could upgrade with a hard drive. And that was something that was, not necessary because, you only needed to do that so you can have faster load times, which became a norm because again, so everybody else copied it because that's what it is. You want to get faster load times. You want to have your games run better. You don't want the disk constantly spinning. So you can install. Y'all ain't getting it. How about cross game chat? I'm playing Call of Duty. My friends playing Madden. And we can still talk to each other. I'm just telling y'all what was going on. I really don't see how people can look at this and be like, nah, it was. That's what's crazy to me. I think this was the first console to actually have high definition as well, with the push for high definition, at least like full HD. I could be mistaken, but I'm almost certain that this was the first console to kind of provide full HD experiences. Baffling to me how much this thing cost and how much value it added. I love the Blade dashboard, but I wouldn't call it as something that's better. I just think that their dashboard was much better than any other dashboard that was out there. It was innovative, but I wouldn't count that against the greatest things that were happening with the Xbox 360. I say the indie game discovery with Xbox Live Arcade and just having the ability to kind of see new games. So that's where we kind of got introduced to Braid and games like that. That was another one of those innovative things that the Xbox introduced us to. I think the biggest impact from them though is honestly the digital platform. Like literally getting to a point where people were just buying games on the store and not actually going to get any games and like physical media was pretty much the Xbox 360 introduced digital gaming, and with that hard drive you were able to kind of compete with that, and that was kind of one of those big things that came about when it came with the Xbox 360. I just think that it was so much innovation in such a short time that I did think that this thing was pretty freaky. I thought this was like one of the coolest things I ever witnessed because it went from 0 to 100 really, really fast. They're still technically taking ideas from Xbox as of now and putting it on other consoles. But with those little things said, because there's plenty more to talk about, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. But let's talk about really what's happening today and how they're still influencing the game industry in a major way when it comes to cross-platform, cross-save, when it comes to digital licensing, when it comes to backwards compatibility, because again, these consoles launched without it and introduced it retroactively, and that's something that all these other individuals had to follow suit. Probably while we still get, different companies, like Nintendo was always going to do there, but Sony being the one that was probably going to be the outlier, having the ability to play your old games is a really great feature and something that we really wanted to kind of bring back to the forefront. And that was something that was initiated by Xbox, having FPS boost, ability to kind of have these additional enhancements on old games without needing anything additional to happen from the developers. Just so much, man. It's a lot to take in when you really think about overall, but Xbox has been at the front of innovation for gaming for a long time. And just because they had a few misses does not take away the impact that the Xbox 360 had on that generation. Put some respect on the name. Stop being disrespectful. And next time, talk nice. But overall, Xbox 360 has a very good case to be top 3, if not top 1 game system of all time.